my recipe, I've got it on ounces. I'm going to go ahead and show you, because that is a half a pound. That's what the recipe calls for, is a half a pound, but of course I'm going to do more. So anyway, I'm going to keep grinding this meat, and then we will be back and continue the recipe. Okay, we're back. The 20 minutes are up with the dough resting. I ground my ground pork. I've got, the recipe calls for 4 ounces of fresh green mushrooms, and so I'm just putting those in now. I think I got one too many there. I had a big box of mushrooms, so. And then I've got some green onions, and for a regular batch you would just do 3 green onions, but I have this big batch here that I'm doing a double batch. So I've got 6 green onions. And some, you can just chop them by hand. You do not have to use this, but since I already had it out, I'm going to use it. I'm going to turn it on. Oop. Plug it in would help. And so I got it on pulse. I don't want to liquefy it, so I'm just pulsing it through. I can see we got a problem in paradise. A couple big ones here. I'm going to cut them up because they're not wanting to cooperate. Watch, those blades are very sharp if you use a food processor. There we go. That's just where I want it to be. If there's a big chunk in there, I'll pull it out and hand chop it. So now I have my, put that one there. I have my ground pork. Grab a spatula. Got my green onions. I'm going to pour the green onions and the mushrooms into my meat mixture. And as you are well aware, the mushrooms have a lot of water in them. You may not know that. If you've ever cooked them by themselves, you'll see that they have a lot of water. There's a bigger mushroom, I'll take that one out. Okay, so I'm going to mix this together. You know my favorite tool, I'm going to use that. In my apron pocket, I keep some gloves. So much faster it is to use what God gave you. And this is so flavorful. Mushrooms are very, very healthy. Do you know that they are, you know, with cold and flu seasons coming up, they are very high in copper and zinc, both of which are required for a healthy immune system. And of course, the pork is protein and some amino acids. Okay, there. So now we're going to use some soy sauce. And I've got a 2 tablespoons. Here we go. And so the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And so, of course, I make a double batch, so I'm going to put in twice that much. This is a 2 tablespoon measure device. and 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, which is 1 tablespoon if we double it. So I'm going to use half of this, of the sesame oil. And then it calls for a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. And this is what I normally use for all of my Asian cooking because I can store it, it doesn't get old, it just is what it is. And this is a roasted. And I also like the fact that it's kind of the same every time, so I kind of know. Also, you can put in ginger paste. And this is kind of convenient too. You don't have to go through the grating. I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Whatever. And you can buy the fresh, pieces of ginger and cut off what you need and grate it. And then the good part of that is you can put it in a Ziploc bag or wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in your freezer. And then anytime you need it, just to pull it out and do that. So now we've got everything that we need for these pot stickers. Everything's now in there. If you want to, you can add some white pepper, would be another one. Because we already have our salt in here with the soy sauce. And if you want to know if you like the filling before you go to all the work of making the pot stickers, if it needs more salt or if you need more ginger to your liking, whatever, you can take a fry pan and you can make a tiny little hamburger patty. And it's part of a big mushroom. And fry it in the skillet and then let it cool and taste it and see if you like the flavor. And then add or subtract. There you go. So now I'm going to set up and we're going to get ready to make some of the pot sticker gyoza. Show you is if you don't want to make your own dough and do all that you can buy wonton wraps. Sometimes you can find round ones, which is nice too. And you can do these a couple of different ways. I do where I water the whole thing instead of just the edges. And if you hear a noise, our dog wants in. He'll wait. And so you can do the filling. You want to squeeze all the air out of it, like this. And then you can go through and you can pinch them. The round ones, of course, work, but you're going to get the same idea. And there's like that. That's one way. And then that would fix them just exactly like a pot sticker. Okay? Or a gyoza. And then here's another way you can do them. And this way you would steam them. You wouldn't do the pan fry like we're going to do with the other ones. Is you put your filling in. I might have put a little too much there. And then you make a triangle, squeeze all the air without squeezing the filling out. And go like this. Make sure they're sealed really good. Get the air out of them. Put a dot of water on. And then you cross over the back. And that's like you would do for a wonton soup. And you can do it like that too. And so, anyway, we're going to get our pan set up on the stove and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And do you remember when we made these with the wonton skins? And I said you can fold them over like that after filling them. And we're going to steam them. And look, we got our pot ready to steam. Always be careful with steam. Please, please, please. I'm going to have to add a little bit more water. I see that. You don't want the water to hit your rack. I'm trying to be careful not to melt my... And we're going to put these on the rack. And you can take them right out of here and put them into your homemade wonton soup with a chicken broth cooked with some ginger and some green onion. Just if you boil some chicken stock with green onion and some ginger in it, you are going to have a delicious broth. And then you can make your drop these in for your own wonton soup. But I cook my stocks a lot of times for Asian soups, and I use just the whole green onions and boil, boil, boil like for a long time, because that's what makes that delicious soup. Some of these might stick together a little bit, but I don't have enough left to do a separate pan. And so we're going to let those simmer. I am going to check for the water evaporating before the noodles or the meat gets done on the inside of them. Sorry about the banging. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm guessing about 5 to 7 minutes. Dumplings. And I want to tell you, these are highly sought after dumplings in a lot of the, I'm going to turn my fire off. Forgot to do that. And remember, steam is hot. Whew. I know I got to get something else out here. I should be smarter. Set a good example. Use tongs, not fingers. And so there's places like in Atlanta that this is all they serve basically. It's a dumpling place. Let's see here, grab them. I told you I put them a little close together because I didn't want to do a separate batch of these. And they put them in a bowl for you. And then you have your choice of sauces that you want to put on them. The most popular sauces are like what I showed you with the pot stickers. There we go. I'm just trying to find a place where it's not hot. Now, if I were in Atlanta tonight, I would want one more for me, just me. Oops, lost the middle of that one. Remember to spray your wire rack before you put it in the steamer. That'll help. And so this is what one way you could do it is to put this chili soy sauce over the top of it. I mean, this is a meal, people. This is a meal. And put some green onion on top. Grab your chopsticks. I just dropped my chopsticks in the sink. We keep it real around here. We aren't fake. We keep everything very real. I might put some more sauce on. I like mine saucy. And then you pick them up. Just like that, and then you eat them. Ooh, that looks hot. I hope I haven't overstepped my boundary there. I might really regret that with the steam in there. But you can see the meat inside is all cooked. And then there's that noodle, just the wonton wrapper. And these are absolutely delicious. Put soy sauce, put chili oil, whatever you like. I'm gonna maybe add a little bit of chili oil on top of the chili soy sauce. They're delicious. This is my dinner tonight. Thank you for stopping by Jana's Kitchen. Recipes will be in the description box below. Please hit subscribe. Please hit like, and please share with all your friends. I said stop talking with food in my mouth. Thank you for stopping by.